till the last term, we have discussed about the digitization. Okay. We have learned till now. We have learned about the georeferencing. What is georeferencing? Yes. Yashovardhan.
Yes, sir.
Yes, Yashovardhan. What is georeferencing?
When I'm assigning coordinate boundary to a map is known as georeferencing.
Okay. So, if we do not perform the georeferencing, what will be the problem?
The random coordinates will appear in the map.
Okay. And what is the purpose of digitization?
Ma'am, to highlight different features.
No, not at all. Okay. So check what is digitization. Jayashree?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, Jayashree. What is digitization?
Digitization is the process in which we have converting some images as from paper map to the image, like we can enlighten the objects from the maps. It is easy to interpret the features from the map.
Okay. So none of you are telling the correct definition of digitization. So let's search about the digitization definition. Okay. So it is not going to convert map into image or something like that. Whenever you have any confusion, just go to the internet and let's see. Write down these two definitions in your copy. What is georeferencing and what is digitizing? Whenever you have any confusion, the best sources go to the ISRI, okay? ArcGIS website, ISRI. They gave a very good, very compact definition of everything over there. So like here you can see, first we use a scan map, okay? So what is a scan map? Like, how the whole procedure starts. First of all, we go to the Survey of India office, means before this all digitization has took place, and this online portal has come into action about last 3 years. Okay. Before that, what happens that whenever we need any topographic map, what we used to do, we go to the Office of Survey of India. For example, from Prayagraj, the nearest place is Lucknow. So we go to the Lucknow Office of Survey of India, and from there we collect the paper map. All these maps were in the paper format. So suppose if I want the Prayagraj map, complete topo sheets of whole Prayagraj district. So first of all, I will collect the paper map from the Survey of India office. Okay. After that, once that map is collected, you will find that those maps are of a very large size. You cannot use any of the regular scanners for that purpose. Like I cannot use my office scanner because the size of this scanner is just A4 size. So that's why we go to the special shops where they have a large scanners. Later on in the lecture sessions, we will learn about it. But from there, we get that paper map converted into a digital format. Okay. So this is what the scan map is. It refers to the digital scanned copy of a scientific paper map. Right now, instead of doing all this thing, instead of going to Lucknow and collecting the topo sheet from there and thereafter going to the shop and getting it converted from the digital to scan format, nowadays the things got very easy. You just need to go to the Survey of India website, and from there you can download the map. Isn't it? This is what you all have done in the GIS technology tutorial session, that you went to the Survey of India website, and there you have found that there are some of the topographic maps. You just need to log into this website, and then you can download the data. So if anybody asks what is a scan map, the answer is it refers to the digital scanned copy of a scientific paper map. After that, once you have collected a paper map in a scanned form, the next step is georeferencing. What is georeferencing? It refers to the process of assigning real world coordinate to the pixel of the scanned map. What does this mean? That when you collect the data, okay, when you, like if you open any of this scanned map and if you place the cursor, somebody is not on mute, please mute yourself. So when you see the pixel value of that one, you will find some random values are coming. Like all the time I show you, see the bottom right corner, and there you will find the latitude, longitude or XY coordinate of the map or anything. But when you open the scan map before georeferencing, you will find that whenever you are placing your cursor over there, random values would come. Why? Because no proper values have been assigned. They are just taking some random values from the scanner device. So that's why we perform georeferencing, and once we perform the georeferencing, every pixel of the scan map, okay, see the terminology over here, every pixel of the scan map will get a proper coordinate, real world coordinate. So what is georeferencing? It refers to the process of assigning real world coordinate to pixel of the scan map. And thereafter, the next task is digitizing. This is also performed by you. What is digitizing? It refers the process of converting georeference data to the digital format. Okay? Means that whenever you are performing georeferencing, till then you have an image over there. But if you want to extract any of the feature, in that case, you have to perform the digitization. So this is what digitizing is, refers to the process of converting georeference data to digital format. Okay. So you can see the whole process is given over here. Okay. Like this one is what? Georeferencing and digitization of scan map. Valuable geospatial information is contained in a wide variety of maps available in the form of images. Unfortunately, we can't analyze this data without digitizing it. The conventional approach is to manually extract data and store it in a digital format. This guide details a method using computer vision techniques to automatically extract detail from a set of scan maps. So they are telling about the automatic digitization and other things. Okay. So I hope this is clear what you have been performed till now, what is georeferencing and what is digitization. Once you have performed the digitization, okay, once you have performed the digitization, the next step is addition of attribute. Okay. How do we add the attribute? So let's see the process. First, I will show you the example of attribute, which I have already covered in the theory session in the last term. Okay, in the last Friday session, I have told you about the attribute, about the 4 types of attribute. Okay. So what are those 4 types of attribute? Yes, Sunil Kumar. Sunil. Yes, Sunil. What are the 4 different types of attributes?
And preserving property aspect, viewpoint, and development surface.
Sunil, are you listening to the question? What are the 4 different types of attribute? Please repeat your answer. Your audio was not clear to me. Sunil?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes. What are the 4 types of attribute? Are you searching your answer in your notebook?
Sorry, ma'am.
Why sorry? We have covered this topic in the last term. Just try to answer it. There is a quiz also in this week, okay? You should have prepared this thing in the weekend also. Although I have shifted the quiz from earlier, I told you that it would be on Wednesday, but now it is on Friday. Okay. Next, Sumit.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, what are the 4 different types of attribute?
Ma'am, actually, I forgot, ma'am.
Next, Sudhir.
Attribute, ma'am, like XY coordinates and detail about the last time you told about the school, the location of the school and
No,
like that.
no. Next, Shubham.
Yes, ma'am. Ma'am, nominal, interval, ratio, ordinal.
Ordinal. Yes, good. So these are the 4 different types of attribute that we have learned in the last term. And if you do not know, if you do not even remember the name, then how could I expect that you people remember what are the properties of those attributes? So Shivam, can you tell us about what is the meaning of these 4 attributes? Nominal, ordinal, interval, and ratio.
Ma'am, nominal attributes includes number, letters, and anything, ma'am, like that.
Anything that has
Numbers
on
and
which we
letters.
cannot perform the arithmetic operation, okay? And it can be a proper noun. The most common way of identifying it can be a proper noun.
Yes, ma'am.
Next, ordinal.
Ordinal, if the values are in natural order.
That give you
Like,
some information on the ranking on the order, okay?
yes,
In
ma'am.
which you can perform the comparison. It is greater than, less than. But other than that, you cannot perform any type of arithmetic operation.
And
Next,
next, interval, in which we define greater than, smaller than, or and perform mathematical operation plus minus.
Yes.
And after that, ratio, in which we can also perform multiplication and division.
Yes.
That's,
And what about zero?
I don't remember.
The interval data do not have the absolute zero, and zero doesn't mean absence. Like 0 degrees Celsius doesn't mean that there is an absence of temperature. Okay? And when we
Okay.
talk about the ratio data, zero means that whether it is in any of the units, zero means absence. There is an absolute zero position. In interval case, 0 degree Celsius, 0 degree Fahrenheit, 0 degree Kelvin, everything is different. But when we talk about, say, suppose height, 0 centimeter, 0 meter, 0 kilometer, 0 millimeter, whatever value, whatever unit you are taking, 0 means 0, it means absence of that thing. Okay, so this is what the difference between the interval data and the ratio data. So these are the 4 different types of attributes.
Okay.
So let's see, we have already covered this thing in the theory session, but I'm just reading it out from the ArcGIS tutorial. Like, what are tables and attribute information? Tabular information is the basis of geographic features, allowing you to visualize, query, and analyze your data. In simplest term, tables are made up of rows and columns, and all rows have the same column. Okay. They are also known as records. Okay, this one line, okay, this complete line, like 0868 some parcel ID residential 7228, this whole line, this one line is called the record. Okay, this one column like text region, state, zip code, this whole column is known as field. Okay, write it down in your copy. Row means record, okay, and column means field. Attribute information means write these things in your copy. At least remember some of the basic things so that people can say that at least you know some of the basic information of the GIS. Right now, some of you are behaving in such a way that it is appearing that you haven't learned anything in the lecture session. If you are not able to learn everything, at least remember the things that are written on the screen. So write it down in your copy, these things. What is attribute? It is the characteristic of any spatial entity. Okay. It is the characteristic information associated with any of the location. It is stored in a tabular format. In this table, row means record. This one complete row is for one spatial entity. What is the column? It is known as field. Okay. Then attribute So attribute can be nominal, ordinal, interval, and ratio. Okay. Data type of attribute. Anyone? What can be a data type of attribute? Can be
Text.
yes. It can be text. It can be
It can be
number.
float, number, float.
Integer,
Can
character, and
be
float.
date. It can be block. So these are the different types. Okay. We basically use first two. Okay, text and number. These are usually used. So feature classes are really just tables with special fields that contain information about the geometry of the feature. These include the shapefile for point, line, polygon features and the block field for annotation feature. Some fields such as unique identifier number. Okay. Whenever you perform the digitization, you will find some IDs associated with that one, isn't it? So this is what they are saying, unique identifier number and shape are automatically added. In different software, the things are a little bit different. Now let's see how to create attribute table. First, I am telling you about the addition of, somebody is not on mute, please mute yourself. So first thing that I'm going to tell you how to add the attribute. Okay. And after that, I will show what are the different operations that you can perform on the attribute table. Listen the whole process very carefully. Why I am repeatedly telling you this thing? Because you will find that the knowledge of these software is very important. It is not just only about this theory, this Geoinformatics lab course, and you have to score some marks in this one. It is also about how you are performing in your thesis work, because when you have to do your thesis, you need to perform the things, you need to execute some of the things. How you will do that one? With the help of the software or with the help of instrument in whichever field you are going to work. So that's why the knowledge of the software is very important, not just only in passing this Geoinformatics lab course, but also in completing your thesis work, and afterwards you have to search the job. In the industry also, if you talk to your friends, maybe to your seniors, you will find, like when we talk to the students who are in industry, they usually say that, you know, the knowledge of ArcGIS, if there is a proprietary, and QGIS in the open source is very useful. And even QGIS is more important because industry prefers the open source software. So that's why the QGIS knowledge in this semester is very important. In the next semester, we will have WebGIS course. Over there also you will learn about how to make a WebGIS, how to install the different servers. In one of the laboratory session itself, I have shown you how to upload the data on the over the Geo server. Okay. So there are different servers over there on which you can upload your data and you can show it to anyone. Listen all these things very carefully. Try to work on it by yourself. If you go to the YouTube once, means usually what I will suggest you, listen to the lecture carefully, read the PDF that is given for you for every lab. I have prepared the PDF for each and every lab. First, listen to the lecture session, or you can say practical session. Second thing is read the PDF. Third thing is go to the internet. It is very important that you will go to the internet and search all these things over there. Like there are several YouTube's video over there. It is not possible to tell you each and everything in any of the lab course, because there are so many functions in any of the software. You need to go to the internet and learn about these things. Like today I am teaching you to like attribute data handling. So what should be your next step? You should go to the internet and search attribute data handling in quantum GIS software. So over there you will find several very good YouTube videos also. So you may learn something more from there. So as you learn, as you perform these things, you will get more and more knowledge, you will get more and more expertise on this software. Otherwise, if you will not take interest in this one, you will never be able to learn anything. You may get passed through the examination, but you will not remember anything. So even means before coming to the laboratory session, I also need to recall everything. Otherwise, there will be a confusion, or I will not remember where the icon is and which button I have used or not. So continuous practice is very important in software learning, in software training. Okay. So those who are interested in this one, please go to the internet, see some more videos on this thing, try to perform different things by yourself. I have already uploaded the NYC data, I think so. Just wait for a minute. Not given you the NYC data. Yes, NYC data is here in practical 3. Okay. So you can perform the task on this one also. Okay. So let's come back to the laboratory session. You have already done the digitization, like I have done the digitization. This one is River Ganga. Okay. This one is some road. Now, this data right now on the screen, what you are seeing, you are visualizing a spatial data, a spatial location of River Ganga. But no information is associated with this river. Like if I open, right click on the layer river and click on open attribute table. Okay. Now I have added the name Ganga over here. So this is how the attribute table appears. Now if I want to add some more information, okay. So what I will do, I will click on this one and then I can do anything on this particular software. So you can see there are so many icons over here. First one is toggle editing mode, then toggle multi-edit mode. This one is save edit. Next one is for reload the table. Next one is add feature. Then next one is delete selected feature. This one is cut selected row to the clipboard. Copy selected row to the clipboard. Paste features from the clipboard. Select features using an expression. Select all. Invert selection. Deselect all. Select or filter features using form. Move selection to top. Pan map to the selected rows. Zoom map to the selected rows. New field. Delete field. Organize column. Open field calculator. Conditional formatting. Doc attribute table. And last one is action. Now let's see how to do this thing. Like, suppose I want to add some new field over here. So I will click add. Okay. So now, suppose it is, I want to add the pH value. Okay. So pH underscore value. Type whole number, decimal number, text, date, date and time. So suppose I will take it as a decimal number. Okay. Now next two thing is length and precision. You just need to place your cursor, automatically the detail will come. Like total length of the field including the number of digits after the decimal place for decimal fields. For example, 123.45 requires a decimal field of 5 and 123456 requires an integer field of 6. Then next thing is precision. Maximum number of digits after the decimal place. For example, 123.45 requires a precision of 2. In other words, if I conclude both the messages, length means total number of digits that you can store, including the decimal part. So suppose if you want to store something that before the decimal it is of 5 digit, after the decimal it will be 3 digit. So total length will be 8. Okay, and among them precision will be 3. 3 means how many places after the decimal. So it is the precision. So for the pH value, suppose I will take length of 4 and precision of 2. So this is how you can add a field over here. As you can see, I have added a field pH value. Okay, so is this thing is clear to everyone? How to add a new field, how to add a new attribute. Each of the column, I have already written it down in the word, that each of the column is called field. So this particular column is the field, like pH value is the field, or it is one of the attribute. Now, if I want to add something or I want to write down some attribute value, so suppose I write it down 3.61. So once I have entered the value, I need to click. After that, once you have entered all the attribute values, click on save edit and stop talking. Is this thing is clear to everyone? How to add attribute field in any of the feature. So if anyone has any confusion, you can ask. Otherwise, I am giving you 5 minutes time. Open your digitized data. Okay. Everyone has done the digitization of river. So open your digitized data and add any two attribute to the river layer. I am giving you 5 minutes time for this. If anyone has any confusion in this process, you can immediately ask me.
Excuse me, ma'am.
Yes.
There's a given places, but on the places it is showing.
Sumit, your audio is not clear.
Ma'am, now it is clear.
Yes, yes.
Ma'am, in decimal part, you had also given three digit after decimal part. In my one, it is showing 3.610, but in your, it is showing only 3.61.
Yes. I have taken 2 digit after the decimal. You must have taken in the precision, you have written down 3.
Yes, ma'am. Okay, ma'am.
That's
Ma'am, only one field value only we have to give, that is pH value.
yes. I hope everyone has done this thing. Addition of one attribute table, attribute field.
Ma'am, please repeat.
What shall I repeat?
मैम आईडी नंबर शो हो रहा है, उसके बाद नेम या पीएच वैल्यू ये शो है। सुनील मैम।
हाँ सुनील, हाँ फिर से पूछे क्वेश्चन।
जी मैम, मेरे में मतलब आईडी नंबर शो हो रहा है, उसके बाद नेम या पीएच वैल्यू ये ऐड कहाँ से हुआ?
यहाँ पर जाइए, अभी अभी ये बताया ना, इसको जाओ सबसे पहले ये पहला वाला बटन दबाओ। स्क्रीन दिख रही है मेरी आपको?
जी मैम।
हाँ देखो, ये सबसे पहले आपने एट्रीब्यूट टेबल खोलना आता है ना? चलो शुरू से
जी
बता
मैम, वो
रहे
खुल नहीं मैम, वो खुल गया।
राइट क्लिक लेयर पे करिए, ओपन एट्रीब्यूट टेबल का यहाँ पर ऑप्शन आएगा, उसके ऊपर क्लिक
जी
करिए। यहाँ
ओके।
पर ये एट्रीब्यूट टेबल खुल करके आ गया। इस पे सपोज हमको एक फील्ड और लगानी है, ठीक है, एक नया एट्रीब्यूट
ओके।
इसमें ऐड कराना है। तो इसके लिए सबसे पहले आप यहाँ जा करके टॉगल एडिटिंग मोड को ऑन कर दीजिए, इनेबल कर दीजिए। उसको करने के बाद में ये वाला देखिए न्यू फील्ड का ऑप्शन आ रहा है, यहाँ पे येलो कलर की लाइन है, ठीक है।
यस मैम।
इसके ऊपर क्लिक कर दीजिए, आप फील्ड का नाम दीजिए। सपोज हमने फील्ड का नाम दे दिया लेंथ, या लेंथ हटा करके सपोज हमने दे दिया एरिया। उसके बाद इसका टाइप आपको बताना पड़ेगा। तो जैसे एरिया जो होगा वो डेसिमल होगा। टोटल लेंथ इसकी सपोज अगर हम किलोमीटर, स्क्वायर किलोमीटर एरिया देते हैं, तो सपोज हमने ले लिया अप टू 6 लेंथ हमने दे दी, प्रिसीजन हमने 2 डिजिट की दे दी। यानी कि डेसिमल के पहले 6 और 2 का मतलब क्या है, लेंथ मतलब टोटल नंबर इसमें आप 6 लिख सकते हो, और डेसिमल के बाद 2 डिजिट रहेंगे, और डेसिमल के पहले 4 डिजिट, 4 और 2 6 लेंथ बना रहे हैं, ठीक है। तो लेंथ टोटल कितने डिजिट हो सकते हैं, प्रिसीजन डेसिमल के बाद कितने डिजिट हो सकते हैं। तो ऑटोमेटिकली डेसिमल के पहले 6 - 2 दैट इज 4 डिजिट हो सकते हैं। इसको ओके कर दो। यहाँ पर एरिया अपने आप आ जाएगा, एक नया फील्ड। यहाँ पर नल वैल्यू आ रही है, इसके ऊपर एक बार जाकर के एक बार बस क्लिक कर दो, और यहाँ पर जो भी वैल्यू सपोज आपने दे दी, ठीक है, हमने कुछ एक ऐसे रैंडमली एक वैल्यू एंटर कर दी, और यहाँ पर ये हो गया। इतना करने के बाद में आपको यहाँ पर तीसरा नंबर का जो बटन आ रहा है सेव एडिट का, इसके ऊपर एक बार आपको क्लिक करने की जरूरत है, जिससे कि जो एडिटिंग है वो सेव हो जाएगी।
ओके, थैंक यू।
वेलकम।
Ma'am, one thing I had to ask, ma'am.
Mm-hmm.
Ma'am, you had said that we have to make 2 polygons, one for each river, that separate for Ganga, separate for Yamuna, but there is no clear-cut dividing line between Ganga and Yamuna. Then how can we do this?
Whenever you go for the natural features, there will be a little bit ambiguity. Things are not that much clear because the boundary of the natural objects is never clear cut. They have a fuzzy boundary, and gradually they will decrease and another thing will appear. When we talk about the river Ganga and river Yamuna, after the Sangam region, it is river Ganga. Okay.
Yes,
as we know that when the two rivers combine together, and the name of that river will persist whose depth is more, like the depth of the river Ganga will be more than river Yamuna. So that's why the name of the river Ganga will continue and the name of the river Yamuna will be removed. So if the things are not clearly demarcated on the map, in that case you yourself have to give some boundary. Okay. If the things are not clear cut given on the map, you have to assume the things by yourself. And for the practical purpose, like in future, if you are doing such type of digitization, how you will do, it is suggested that take the satellite image of that region. Any of the free satellite like the Landsat or Sentinel, these data are freely available on the internet. You can take the help of such thing. And another thing is when we go for the natural feature, for example, in this case, it is river. The boundary of the river is continuously changing. It is not fixed over the time. And if you are doing the digitization on the map of the year 2010, certainly the output will not be accurate. Isn't it? Why? Because the course of the river will get changed over a period of a decade. So that's why whenever we do such type of digitization, in that case we prefer the satellite images. यहाँ पर आप क्योंकि एक प्रैक्टिकल कर रहे हैं और एक प्रोसेस सीखने के लिए कर रहे हैं, इसमें कोई दिक्कत नहीं है कि आप मैप को लेकर के पूरा प्रोसेस कर रहे हैं, लेकिन फ्यूचर में अगर आप कोई मतलब आप किसी थीसिस के लिए या किसी प्रोजेक्ट वर्क के लिए इस तरीके का डिजिटाइजेशन करें जिसमें कोई नेचुरल फीचर इन्वॉल्व है, और टोपोग्राफिक मैप का यही पुराना प्रॉब्लम होता है कि मैप बहुत पुराने होते हैं और मैन मेड फीचर्स इतना नहीं बदलते, उसमें एड ऑन होता है। लेकिन अगर कोई चीज जैसे सपोज इलाहाबाद में हम बोले कि आनंद भवन का लोकेशन, तो वो जहां आज है वो 1972 के मैप पे भी वही होगा, 2010 के भी मैप में वही होगा, और आज की सैटेलाइट इमेज में भी उसकी लोकेशन वही होगी। तो मैन मेड फीचर ओवर द टाइम उनकी पोजीशन नहीं बदल रही है, वो कांस्टेंट है। लेकिन कोई भी नेचुरल फीचर अगर हम लेते हैं, चाहे वो कोई रिवर हो, चाहे कोई फॉरेस्टेड एरिया हो, वो पहली बात तो उसका एक तो बाउंड्री क्लियर कट नहीं होती, और दूसरा उसका जो लोकेशन है वो भी कांस्टेंट नहीं होता, समय के साथ वो बदलता है। इसलिए बेस्ट होता है कि आप एक सैटेलाइट इमेज लेकर के उसको प्रोसीड करें। जहां तक इस प्रैक्टिकल की बात है और आपके क्वेश्चन की बात है कि मार्जिन वहां पर जो बाउंड्री है वो नहीं दिख रही है, तो उसका यही है कि आप एक अंदाजा लेकर के अप्रोक्सीमेशन करते हुए यमुना की बाउंड्री दिखा दीजिए और गंगा की बाउंड्री दिखा दीजिए।
Okay, ma'am.
So let's continue. I hope all of you have added the attribute data. You all, yes.
मैम मैंने ऐड किया, बट मैम जैसे आप में शो हो रहा है मैम, वैसे मेरे में शो नहीं हो रहा है।
क्या चीज नहीं शो हो रहा है आपके में?
मैम मैंने तो ऐड कर लिया पीएच और एरिया दो ऐड की, तो बट मैम सब सेपरेट खुल रही है मैम। क्योंकि मैं शेयर करता हूँ।
इसको नहीं शेयर नहीं करिए, इस पे राइट क्लिक करिए और ओपन एट्रीब्यूट टेबल पे जाइए।
ओके मैम।
राइट क्लिक करिए लेयर पे, उसके बाद ओपन एट्रीब्यूट टेबल पे आइए।
यस मैम।
उसके बाद इस तरीके का टेबल आना चाहिए।
बट मैम मेरा सबका सेपरेट खुल रहा है मैम, जितने भी मैंने ये देखा मैम सबका सेपरेट ऐसे नहीं आ रहा है।
इसमें देखिए कोई आइकन तो आपका कोई बटन तो नहीं दबा है ऊपर का?
मैम बस मैम देख लीजिए हो जाएगा मैम।
ऊपर का बटन चेक कर लीजिए कि वो कोई सेलेक्टेड तो नहीं है, अदरवाइज लैब हो जाए फिर मैं आपका चेक कर लीजिए आपका। So till now we have learned how to add a new attribute field. Suppose I want to change, suppose there is some mistake, like suppose the name of Ganga is not correct, I want to give name Ganges. Okay, so what you will do, okay, again you have to repeat the process. Suppose if you want to edit any of the attribute field, if there is any mistake or if there is any change in the value, again you will open the attribute table. And now if I am clicking on Ganga, okay, it is not getting selected over here. Okay, so what you need to do, you need to click on toggle editing mode. And now when I'm double clicking on it and giving the correct spelling Ganges. Okay, so if you want to edit any of the attribute field, again you have to open the toggle editing mode and then you have to click on save. So this is how you will add a new attribute field. This is how you will modify any of the attribute field. Okay. Now I'm opening another data. This one is the NYC data. This NYC census data is available to all of you. In practical 3 folder of QGIS, you will find this data. Okay. I have uploaded this one earlier. Suppose if you want to see the attribute table of this particular polygon, I placed my cursor over here. You can see I am panning over here. If I want to see the attribute of this particular polygon, okay, how I will find the attribute of this particular one? See this thing carefully. If you want to know the attribute of any of the feature, and if I open the attribute table, there are so many entries over here. Feature total 36,592. You can see at the top of this particular window that NYC census block feature total 36592, filtered 36592, selected 0. And now if I want to see what is the attribute table of this particular polygon, it is not possible to find it out. So one of the method is, you can see this I button on the screen. If I place my cursor on this one, you can find the label of this particular icon. It is identified feature. Okay, this one is the identified feature. If I select this one, you can see how my cursor has now changed. You can see I with the arrow. And if I will click on this particular polygon, automatically when I am clicking on this particular polygon, all the detail is coming on the right hand side. Borough name, the Bronx. Block ID this, population 3, white population 1, black population 1, native 0, Asian 0, other 0, house total 1, owned 0, rented 1, and other things. Okay. So this is how you can see the attribute table over here. Another way of finding the attribute of the same is, you can open the attribute table. Okay. Wait, this is one method. This one is clear to everyone, that you can use the identify feature tool. After that, another way of performing the same thing is, you can select this particular polygon. How you can do the selection? As you can see on my screen, I have opened select feature. Okay. So if I click on this one and place my cursor on that polygon, automatically that polygon gets selected. You can see it is highlighted by the yellow color. And now if I open the attribute table, click on the open attribute table, you will see in the top selected one attribute is selected. So either you can scroll it down and find which one is selected, which is a little bit difficult over here. You can see there is one option. Sorry. Just wait for a minute. So I click move selection on the top. As you can see over here now, the detail is now coming over here like this. Okay, so this is one other way of selecting the object. So you can select single polygon just by clicking. Once you have selected and check the attribute, you can deselect the feature by using this particular button, deselect features from all layers. Like, okay. So there are 4 different options of selecting. You can select a single feature by clicking, or by pressing a control button and click multiple features. Another way is select feature by polygon. And here, if you draw a small polygon over here, like this. Just like the digitization, I have digitized a small polygon, and all the polygons that are coming inside that one automatically get selected. Another way of doing the selection is select by freehand. If you take select by freehand, okay, you just make a single click and just move your cursor around, and automatically all the polygons that are coming inside it have got selected. Fourth way of selecting the feature is select by radius. So I'm just clicking on one of the point and slowly moving. You can see a small circle is coming. So this is how you can select the features, and then you can open the attribute table and just click on the button. Instead of show all features, show selected features. So you will find all these from over here. In this manner, you can find the attribute of any of the feature. Okay, so try this thing by yourself. If anyone has any confusion, you can ask. I'm giving you 5 minutes time. Just try the whole process by yourself. I hope it is clear to everyone what I have been doing. That if you want to see the attribute of the feature, how you can see that thing. This is what you have learned. There are different methods. Either you can use this particular identify feature. इस identify feature को use करते हुए आप किसी भी attribute को देख सकते हैं. क्या करना है, इसके ऊपर क्लिक करिए और जिस भी पॉलीगन का, जिस भी पॉइंट का, लाइन का, जिसका भी आपको देखना है, आप उसके ऊपर क्लिक कर दीजिए. तो उसका डिटेल ऑटोमेटिकली राइट हैंड साइड एक नया पैनल बनकर आ जाएगा आइडेंटिफाई रिजल्ट का. उसमें आप देख सकते हैं. केवल पॉलीगन की बात नहीं है ये, या आप किसी भी लाइन के ऊपर भी, ये देखिए ये पॉइंट के ऊपर हमने करके दिखाया है कि आप किसी भी पॉइंट के ऊपर भी क्लिक करें और आइडेंटिफाई रिजल्ट में आप उसका कंप्लीट एट्रीब्यूट यहाँ पर पूरा लिस्ट होता हुआ देख सकते हैं. इसी को करने का एक और तरीका ये, तो एक सिंगल फीचर आप सेलेक्ट कर रहे हैं. अगर सपोज आपको कई सारे फीचर्स सेलेक्ट करने, एक सिंगल पॉइंट नहीं सेलेक्ट करना बल्कि कई सारे सेलेक्ट करके उनके एट्रीब्यूट देखने हैं, तो यहाँ पर 4 अलग अलग ऑप्शन है आपके पास में. सेलेक्ट फीचर बाय पॉलीगन, सेलेक्ट फीचर बाय फ्री हैंड, सेलेक्ट फीचर बाय रेडियस. एक एक को करके आपको दिखा दिया है. इसको आप यहाँ से सेलेक्ट कर लीजिए. जैसे अभी हमने पॉलीगन वाला लिया हुआ है, जैसे आप पॉलीगन ड्रॉ करते हो वैसे एक पॉलीगन यहाँ पर हमने ड्रॉ कर दी. तो यहाँ पर अलग अलग ऑप्शंस हैं. आप इनमें से किसी भी ऑप्शन को लेकर के पहले आप सेलेक्ट कराएंगे और सेलेक्ट करने के बाद में ओपन एट्रीब्यूट टेबल पे जाएंगे. ओपन एट्रीब्यूट टेबल में जाकर के क्या होगा कि वो सारे सेलेक्टेड फीचर्स जो होते हैं वो हाईलाइट हो जाते हैं. पूरी टेबल में इनको एक साथ देख पाना थोड़ा सा दिक्कत होता है, क्योंकि ये टेबल में कितने फीचर्स हैं, कितने रोज होंगे इसमें, यहाँ पर लिखा हुआ है 36592। टोटल नंबर ऑफ फीचर्स 36592 है यहाँ पे। तो यहाँ पर नंबर ऑफ रोज जो होंगी 36592, इसमें से 168 सेलेक्टेड है। यहाँ हमें कैसे पता लग रहा है, यहाँ पर आप टॉप पे देखें तो यहाँ पर लिखा हुआ है सेलेक्टेड 168। ओके, इनको सबको एक साथ देखने की बजाय इसका एक सरल तरीका ये है कि आप नीचे जाइए, यहाँ पर शो ऑल फीचर्स आ रहा है। शो ऑल फीचर्स लेने की बजाय शो सेलेक्टेड फीचर्स कर दीजिए। ठीक है, तो यहाँ पर टोटल 36592 रिकॉर्ड्स तो है, लेकिन फिल्टर करके यहाँ पर आपके सामने केवल 168 रिकॉर्ड ही आ रहे हैं। तो इस तरीके से आप इनमें से किसी को भी सेलेक्ट कर सकते हैं और उनका एट्रीब्यूट पूरा देख सकते हैं। यहाँ पर बहुत सारे सेलेक्ट हो गए हैं। इसको अगर सिलेक्शन हमको हटाना है तो हम क्या करेंगे, डीसेलेक्ट करा देंगे। ये डीसेलेक्ट करा दिया। अब उसके बाद में यहाँ पर 5 के बस सेलेक्ट हो रहे हैं, आप उनको यहाँ पे देख सकते हैं। इसको जल्दी से करिए अपने एंड पर। उसके बाद हम लोग क्या सीखेंगे कि एट्रीब्यूट टेबल में अगर हम किसी को सेलेक्ट करते हैं, उसको हम उस पर्टिकुलर फीचर को पहले, यहाँ पर हम पहले फीचर को सेलेक्ट कर रहे हैं, उसके बाद उसका एट्रीब्यूट टेबल चेक कर रहे हैं। अगर रिवर्स करें, एट्रीब्यूट टेबल किसी का हम सेलेक्ट करें और फिर उसका फीचर देखें, ठीक है, वो उसके बाद देखेंगे। पहले इस चीज को अपने एंड पर जल्दी से करिए, फिर हम लोग इसे आगे कंटिन्यू करते हैं। Okay, so next task is, all of you try to perform this task. You have to select. Yes. Yes.
And this icon which in which arrow is being there, that is not being shown in my laptop, ma'am, which is just below the processing in your screen.
This one. Select feature.
Yes, ma'am, that is not being shown.
This is not coming in on your screen, is it?
Yes, ma'am, in my software that is not being there.
It is. must be there. You have to, if it is not coming, you have to. Yes.
Ma'am, should I share my
So
screen?
this attribute toolbar is checked or not?
Yes, ma'am, that is being checked. I've checked that.
And still it is not coming.
No, ma'am.
Do one thing, select, check all the toolbars and then see whether it is coming or not.
Okay, ma'am.
Okay, rest of the student perform this task. You have to select that polygon or that NYC census block whose population is maximum. Okay, everybody is getting the question? You have to select that NYC census block whose population is maximum. Is there any other student who is facing this problem? This toolbar is not coming. Attribute
Ma'am, should I
toolbar.
share my screen?
This attribute toolbar is coming or not?
No, ma'am. Ma'am, that particular tool means rest of the things are coming, but that one is not coming.
You know, you do one thing, one by one, deselect all.
Ma'am, can I share the solution?
Yes, definitely.
Okay, so click on the above line and check the. So there is a blank space after the help button. Okay, and then right click it. Go down the maps. There is a selection toolbar. Enable it. So what I'm doing, I'm just using the. So after the help.
That is already enabled.
Selection toolbar.
That
only I'm sending. But I'm not able to send this one. The response nested with status code key and the.
Okay, Sumit.
Yes, ma'am.
See whether your attribute toolbar. Just do one thing. Right click on the on this place. Okay. Right click over here and see whether attribute toolbar is checked or not.
Okay, ma'am. Ma'am, that's checked.
Okay. Do one thing. Okay,
Yes, ma'am.
share your screen.
Okay, ma'am. Ma'am, is it coming?
Yes, it is coming. It is coming just, last row.
This one, ma'am?
It is coming above the browser. Place your cursor on 1, 2, 3, on the fourth, in the fourth panel. You have not arranged it properly. Yeah, further metadata search. Go to, yes. Go to the left. Go to the left. There is a yellow box and yes, this one.
Okay, ma'am. Ma'am, why it is coming over here, ma'am?
You
How
have
can
to
I
place it. You have to arrange it properly. Unshare your screen. I will show it.
Okay, ma'am. Ma'am, the way it was coming in your screen, it is not coming also in this one.
You have to place it properly, you know. Like suppose if I want, you can just drag this toolbar and place it properly wherever you want. And there is no need to open all the, this one is for all the students, you know. If you are not using some of the toolbar, like right now I am not using the plugin toolbar, so I uncheck it. There is no need to open all the toolbars because the screen size will get smaller. The workspace will get smaller on the screen. So that's why uncheck all those buttons that you are not using. And once you have done this thing, like this one is coming like this way, so you have to drag it. You have to drag the toolbar and place wherever you want. Like this. Okay. Okay. Coming back to the question, you have to select the polygon whose population is maximum. Anybody has performed this task? किसी ने इस टास्क को परफॉर्म किया है? I don't think so anybody has performed this task. So what you have to do, you have to open the attribute table. Okay. Everyone see this thing carefully. I have opened the attribute table and there is a total population over here, population underscore total. Okay. So what I will do, I have clicked on this one, or you can click on sort, right click on that one and you can click like sort ascending. Or you can click over here and automatically it got sorted out. And then I have selected the first one like this. I am clicking on one and then there is a tool, this zoom map to selected row. So once you have clicked on this one, automatically that polygon got zoomed in on the screen. I am closing the attribute table, but you can see this particular polygon, this one has got selected over here. Okay, so this polygon is the one with the maximum population in New York City. Is there any confusion in this one?
Yes, ma'am. Can you show one more time? Actually, there was lag between your voice and video.
Okay. So first I will unshare my screen. Just wait. So my screen is visible. Audio is okay?
Yes, ma'am.
आपको क्या करना है? सबसे पहले राइट क्लिक करिए, ओपन एट्रीब्यूट टेबल पे आ जाइए, यहाँ पर जैसे ओपन एट्रीब्यूट टेबल आप करेंगे, यहाँ पर सारे एट्रीब्यूट आपके स्क्रीन पर लिस्टेड हैं। यहाँ पर पॉपुलेशन टोटल का कॉलम आ रहा है, एट्रीब्यूट आ रहा है। इसको क्या बोला जा रहा है? आपको वो पॉलीगन सेलेक्ट करना है जहाँ का पॉपुलेशन मैक्सिमम है। तो एक सरल तरीका क्या है, आप इसको सॉर्ट आउट कर दीजिए। इसकी अगर सॉर्टिंग करा देंगे डिसेंडिंग ऑर्डर में, तो ऑटोमेटिकली जो सबसे ऊपर आएगा वहां सबसे ज्यादा पॉपुलेशन होगी। इसको करने के लिए आप क्या करेंगे, केवल ऊपर जहां पर पॉपुलेशन अंडरस्कोर टोटल लिखा है वहां पर आप बस एक बार क्लिक कर दीजिए। पहली बार क्लिक करेंगे तो वो असेंडिंग ऑर्डर में आएगा, फिर से दूसरी बार एक बार और क्लिक कर दीजिए तो वो डिसेंडिंग ऑर्डर में चला जाएगा। यहाँ पर आपको स्क्रीन पर दिख रहा होगा 23373 आ रहा है, यहीं पर सबसे ज्यादा पॉपुलेशन है। अब आप क्या करेंगे, जहां पर ये नंबरिंग हुई है 1 2 3 4, यहाँ
Excuse
पर
me,
1, हाँ
मैम आप जो बता रही वो कुछ भी शो नहीं हो, डिस्प्ले नहीं हो रहा है मैम।
हो रहा है, स्क्रीन कोई दूसरा तो शेयर नहीं कर रहा है। एट्रीब्यूट टेबल दिख रहा है, बताते
Yes
जाइए
ma'am,
क्या।
now it is.
यहाँ पर
Yes ma'am.
पॉपुलेशन टोटल दिख रहा है,
Yes ma'am.
इसके ऊपर एक बार क्लिक करिए। जब पहली बार क्लिक कर रहे हैं तो आपको आउटपुट में क्या दिख रहा है, 0 0
Ma'am,
दिख रहा है सबको, पॉपुलेशन टोटल में 0 आ रहा है ना।
Yes ma'am.
ये आपका असेंडिंग ऑर्डर में है। अब हम इसको असेंडिंग नहीं डिसेंडिंग ऑर्डर में ले जाना चाहते हैं। एक बार फिर से पॉपुलेशन टोटल पर हम सेकेंड टाइम क्लिक कर देते हैं तो वो डिसेंडिंग ऑर्डर में सॉर्ट आउट हो गया। डिसेंडिंग ऑर्डर में सॉर्ट होने से जो सबसे ऊपर होगा उसकी वैल्यू सबसे ज्यादा होगी। इस पहले वाले रो को सेलेक्ट करने के लिए हम क्या करेंगे, जहां पर 1 लिखा है, यहाँ राइट साइड दिख रहा है आपको, सॉरी लेफ्ट साइड पे 1 2 3 4 दिख रहा है ना। हाँ, तो 1 के ऊपर आप क्लिक कर दीजिए, ऑटोमेटिकली ये रो सेलेक्ट हुई दिख रही है।
Yes ma'am.
आप एक बार जूम पर ये देखिए, जूम मैप टू सेलेक्टेड रो, यहाँ पर एक ऑप्शन आ रहा है, इसके ऊपर क्लिक कर दीजिए। अब इसके बाद हम एट्रीब्यूट टेबल को मिनिमाइज कर दे रहे हैं। आप देखिए ऑटोमेटिकली वो वाला पॉलीगन जहां पर पॉपुलेशन मैक्सिमम है वो सेलेक्ट हो गया। ठीक है, तो सभी स्टूडेंट्स इसको परफॉर्म करिए। Okay, so we are moving to the next one. We have seen how to perform the ascending and descending operation and how to select the feature with the help of attribute table. You have done the reverse operation, like you have selected the feature on the attribute table and then you have clicked on the zoom button. And after that, thereafter you have seen that the content automatically got highlighted on the screen. Okay. Now we are going to learn the next thing, which is the field calculator that you can assign. Like in this one, suppose I want to calculate any of the field. Okay, for that purpose, this particular field calculator option is used. So open field calculator, I am clicking on this one. If there is any lag between audio and video, you can inform me about that if there is any lag between audio and video.
Yes, ma'am, it is there approx 5 to 10 seconds, ma'am.
Okay. So right now I have opened the field calculator. As you can see it on the screen, that on the left hand side there is output field name. You have to give the name of the field. Then output field type, it is just like the same way in which you have created the attribute table. After that, you can place your expression over here in this particular expression window. As you can see over here that there is an expression window. There are different symbols equal to, plus, minus, division, multiplication, power, comparison, bracket, and so on. So there are different expressions that you can use. Otherwise, there is a middle column over here. You can see you can use some of the operations from here. There are so many different operations that are listed in the middle panel. So you can select any one of them. Like I have selected right now the geometry. So there are so many options in the geometry, as you can see. Angle at vertex, area, azimuth, boundary, bounds, buffer, so many. So suppose no, I will take one. Just wait for a minute. So what I have done, I have created a new field over here, and the name of the field is start underscore coord, means starting coordinate. The output field type I have taken decimal. The total length is 20, precision is up to 8. Okay. And then you can see I have click on the function which is listed over here, and the help is given on the right hand side. Okay, how you need to give, like $x underscore add, this one retrieves x coordinate of the current feature geometry, syntax x at, then in the parentheses you have to give the argument, and this inside the parentheses you have to give the index of that particular point. Like I want to get the starting point, so indices start at point 0, so it goes from 0 up to plus. Instead of giving 1 in the expression, I will give 0 over here like this. Okay, so if I click OK after this, will take some time, so I'm just waiting. There are so many operations that are listed over here that you can try one by one. There are conditional operations, mathematical operations, raster operations. With the help of this, you can add any of the attribute in your feature. Okay. So I have clicked on the calculate the starting coordinate of every polygon. It will take some time. That's why it is working. So if your system is also working like this way, never click anywhere else. Otherwise, it will get hung. You just need to wait patiently while the processing is carrying out. Do not click here, there, press several buttons on your keyboard. Otherwise, the system will get hanged up. Just wait for a while patiently and the output will get displayed on the screen. It's almost done. It's taking quite a long time. Now you can see there is a column on the right hand side, the last column, which is stating the starting coordinate of each of the polygon. Okay. So suppose like you want to calculate a population density is already there. So suppose if I want to, okay, suppose I want to calculate the house density. Try to compute that one, house density in your attribute, in the NYC attribute, census attribute. You all have the area measured in square meter. Okay. Population density is also already computed over here. You can do one more thing, that you can calculate the house density. Number of houses is given over here. house underscore total. It is given over here. You can use this information and the area information. What will be the house density? Number of houses divided by area. How you will do this thing? You will use this field calculator panel, and by placing a proper expression over here, you can calculate the number of houses per square meter. Yes, you don't need to write everything inside the field and values. Okay, if you click on the field and values, automatically the detail will come. You just need to double click on that one. Like suppose I want to do household, just double click on the household, then press on the division, and after that I want to place square area in square meter. So I'm just double clicking on it. There is no need to write down the name of the attribute, just you need to click on the attribute name, the field name which is listed over here. Okay. Quickly perform this task. Give the output field name like house density. Output field type. In this case, you will not take a decimal value. Take the integer value. Okay. And thereafter, by using this expression, calculate the house density. So I think all of you must have performed this one. You need to give house density, then whole number. Suppose field out length is 10. I have given the expression house total divided by area. I will just click OK. Again, it will take some time because there are so many fields in this one. We just need to wait for a while. Okay, so value is coming as 0 because, yes, because if I have taken the decimal value, in that case some value must have appeared. Okay. Or I can do one more thing. Now instead of taking square meter, I will take square kilometer. So I'm converting this square meter area into square kilometer area. Okay. Now let's see what will happen. Yes, now you can see the house density is coming. So this is how you can calculate any of the attribute field by using the field calculator. So many options are given over here under different category: aggregation, array, color, condition, conversion, date and time, field and values, file and path, fuzzy, general, geometry, map layer, maps, math, operator, raster, record and attribute, string, variable. So there are so many different options that are given over here. You need to explore all these things. Okay, if you explore all of this, you will automatically get know what the function is. Otherwise, depending upon the requirement, we learn the different operations that can be performed over here. After this,
मैम उसमें एरिया वाला फील्ड नहीं था, आपने कैसे मींस एरिया कैसे प्रोवाइड किया था मैम?
अगर आपको एरिया चाहिए, आप एरिया कैलकुलेट, अगर आपके में नहीं है एरिया, आप यहाँ पर डायरेक्टली ज्योमेट्री में आकर के यहाँ पर एरिया का ऑप्शन आ रहा है, ठीक है, आप बस इसके ऊपर क्लिक कर दीजिए। ज्योमेट्री के अंदर ये डॉलर एरिया आ रहा है, इसमें यहाँ पर इसका डिस्क्रिप्शन दिया हुआ है, रिटर्न्स द एरिया ऑफ द करंट फीचर, द एरिया कैलकुलेटेड बाय दिस फंक्शन रिस्पेक्ट बोथ द करंट प्रोजेक्शन ellipsoid setting and area unit setting. For example, if an ellipsoid has been set for the project, then the calculated area will be ellipsoidal. If no ellipsoid is set, then the calculated area will be plane metric. So basically, यहाँ पर आपका एरिया जो है इसकी हेल्प से कैलकुलेट हो जाएगा, डॉलर एरिया।
ओके मैम।
बहुत सारे ऑप्शंस है यहाँ पर, बहुत ही इंटरेस्टिंग भी आपको मिलेंगे। यहाँ पर एक टर्म यूज हो रहा है, कॉन्वेक्स हल। कॉन्वेक्स हल क्या होता है? किसी को पता है कॉन्वेक्स हल क्या होता है? अगर नहीं पता तो जरा इंटरनेट पे जाकर के सर्च करिए और पता करिए कॉन्वेक्स हल क्या होता है। यस शिवम, शिवम, Shivam, you are not audible.
Hello.
Okay, I'm going to the next student, Rahul.
Yes, ma'am.
What is convex hull?
Now it is given the intersection of all convex set containing a given subset of a Euclidean space.
I'm not getting anything from your sentences. आप किसी को एक्सप्लेन करोगे कॉन्वेक्स हल क्या है? क्या बताएंगे? ओके चलिए, सबके लिए एक इम्पोर्टेंट चीज होती है कॉन्वेक्स हल। सब लोग लेटर ऑन इसको सर्च करिएगा और जीआईएस की क्लास में बताइएगा कि कॉन्वेक्स हल क्या होता है।
Ma'am, convex hull, ma'am, it is a polygon with shortest perimeter that encloses a set of points.
Okay. Any other property of this one? So yes, this one is the correct answer. Like suppose there is a set of point, and if you want to create any of the polygon that completely encloses that polygon, so it is the minimum size polygon that encloses all the points or all the lines or whatever there it is. Okay? So it is the smallest size polygon that encloses all the existing features or existing geometries. Why the term convex is used over here? Because if you remember the geometry, there is a convex polygon. Any polygon whose all the internal angle is less than 180 degrees is called the convex polygon. Okay. So we can revise the definition. It is a minimum sized convex polygon that completely encloses all the geometries. This is what the convex hull is. This convex hull is very useful when we, when we work on the geospatial databases over there. So this is what the convex hull is. Now coming back to the topic of attribute table. So you have learned how to calculate the field. The next thing is about the, okay, suppose if you want to know about the statistical information of any field, like suppose I want to know the statistical information of population. How you can get this information? As you can see on the screen, inside the vector there is analysis tools, and inside the analysis tool there is basic statistics for fields. If I click on this one, okay, so input layer is NYC census block. You have to select the field on which you get the statistical information. Suppose I want to get the statistical information on population. Okay, so I am running this one. Now you can see the result is coming. Count is, there are total number of entries 36592. CV, I don't know. Then there is empty 0 filled. All the entries, all the records are filled. First quartile is 20, IQR is 257, majority 0, maximum 23373, mean 218, median 111, min or minimum 0, minority 735, range 23373, standard deviation 368, sum this much, third quartile is this much, unique is this. So if you want to gather the statistical information on any of the field, you can use this one. Okay. Another thing is about joining the attribute table. Yeah, this one is very useful. Why? Because many times you will find the data is coming in the form of this Excel sheet. Okay, in that case you need to perform the join operation. For example, just wait for a minute. I will show you one example of this one. I was showing you the Allahabad villages shapefile. Yes. So right now on the screen, you can see the village boundary layer of Allahabad. Okay. And if I click on any of the village, suppose I want to know the so when I am clicking on the village, you can find the complete detail of this village. I have shown you in the previous lecture, I have shown you the census table of Prayagraj. Okay, the Excel sheet of census data of Prayagraj. Here again you can see all the details. Total population, number of male, number of female, literate, illiterate, on the basis of working type and so on. There are so many fields that are given over here. When you are performing this task, you cannot do all this thing manually. You can do the digitization, but the addition of the attribute table is very difficult. What we used to do, instead of doing this thing manually, we perform the join operation. And all of you who have worked on the database know that if you want to link two things together, there must be a common field. Okay, there must be a common field through which the linking operation can be done. And like in this case, in case of Prayagraj, it is village code. Okay, the village code is there. When you are performing the digitization, you will give the village code, and there is another village code in the census data. Both the village code should be same so that you can perform the join operation using this common field. Okay, this one is the unique field, or what we say, it is a primary key of this database. So how you will perform this task, as it is given over here, that select the GIS layer in the panel that will receive the new data for the join. Click layer properties and choose the join. Click the add join button. Choose, all the things are given over here. This way. So you have to click on the join. Inside the join, you have to click on the join layer. You have to select the join field. Okay. And then once you have clicked on that one, okay, automatically all the things will get joined together. So this is what given over here. Select the GIS layer in the layer panel that will receive the new data from the join. Click layer and properties, choose the join, then add the join button. Choose the join layer, join field and target field. Join layer and join field represent the standalone table. The target field is the column in the attribute table the join will be based on. On this point, you can choose the cache, the join in virtual memory, create attribute index on the join field, and choose which field are joined to the attribute table. The last step option lets you choose which field from the join layer are appended to the attribute table. Once created, the join will be listed on the joins. The extra attribute column from the join layer will appended to the attribute table where the value on the join field match with the value in the target field. Join can be removed by clicking the remove join button. Join only exists in virtual memory within the QGIS desktop document. To preserve the join outside the map, click layer save as and save a copy of the layer. The new layer will include the attribute appended via the join. So what you have to do, I think so it should be clear to everyone. Like suppose I will take the example of NYC subway stations. Okay. And suppose I want to add or I want to join the Excel sheet from this particular attribute table. So what I will do, I will take that sheet, but in that sheet there must be one common attribute. Okay. So since I do not have any, I'm just selecting one of it. यहाँ पर एक एक्सेल शीट हम प्रिपेयर कर दे रहे हैं सैंपल बस आपको दिखाने के लिए. Just wait. तरीके से कॉपी नहीं हो पा रहा है, ये केवल नंबरिंग है इनके आईडी में. सपोज यहाँ पर सपोज जो कॉमन फील्ड होगी वो आईडी है. यहाँ पर कुछ वैल्यू आपने नेम में हमने सपोज रख दी. यहाँ पर हमने एक फील्ड प्रिपेयर कर दी और सपोज हम इसको ज्वाइन कराना चाह रहे हैं सबवे स्टेशन के साथ में. तो सबसे पहले हम इसको सेव करेंगे. डेस्कटॉप पर बुक 1 के नाम से हमने सेव करा दिया. अब क्या करेंगे, इसको देखिए, राइट क्लिक करेंगे यहाँ पर, देन प्रॉपर्टीज, एनवाईसी सर्वे स्टेशन पे क्लिक किया, वहां से हम प्रॉपर्टीज पे आए. प्रॉपर्टीज में देखेंगे यहाँ पर जॉइंस का ऑप्शन आ रहा है. वेट करिए. तो यहाँ ज्वाइन पे गए, यहाँ पर ग्रीन कलर का जो प्लस है उसके ऊपर क्लिक किया. प्रॉब्लम हो रही है इसमें. ये कुछ प्रॉब्लम इसमें ये रिपीट कर रहे हैं इसको, एक मिस्टेक हो रही थी इसमें एक्सेल शीट भी ऐड करनी होगी। मेरा ऑडियो आ रहा है सबको?
यस मैम।
यस मैम।
यस मैम।
चलिए इसको क्विकली देखिए, क्लास ऑलमोस्ट ओवर हो रहा है। सो यहाँ पर काम हमको क्या करना था कि अगर आपके पास में एट्रीब्यूट टेबल है और वो एट्रीब्यूट टेबल किसी एक्सेल शीट के फॉर्म में है, तो उसमें अगर आप मैनुअली कंप्लीटली एट्रीब्यूट टेबल में सारी एंट्रीज को फिल नहीं करना चाहते, टाइप नहीं करना चाहते, उस केस में आप क्या करेंगे? उस केस में आप एक्सेल शीट को शेप फाइल के एट्रीब्यूट टेबल के साथ में ज्वाइन कराएंगे। जब भी आप ऐसा काम कराते हैं उसमें एक कॉमन फील्ड होनी चाहिए, एक लिंकिंग फील्ड होनी चाहिए जो आपको शेप फाइल के भी एट्रीब्यूट टेबल में मिले और उस एक्सेल शीट के भी एट्रीब्यूट टेबल में मिले। यहाँ पर जो अभी आपके एग्जाम्पल में हमने दिखाया कि वहां पर सबवे स्टेशन में आईडी था और हमने जो एक्सेल शीट बनाई उसमें भी कुछ आईडीज को हमने डाला, उसमें रैंडमली हमने कुछ नेम डाल दिए। अब इसको हमें ज्वाइन कराना है तो कैसे कराएंगे? सबसे पहला काम कि हमको वो शेप फाइल तो हमारी एडेड है ही, यहाँ पर शेप फाइल के साथ में हमने यहाँ से बुक 1 जो था उसको ड्रैग करके QGIS पे डाल दिया। तो यहाँ पर आप देख सकते हैं बुक 1 शीट 1 आ रहा है। ठीक है, अब इसको ज्वाइन कैसे कराएंगे? राइट क्लिक करेंगे, प्रॉपर्टीज पे आ जाएंगे, लेयर के ऊपर राइट क्लिक करके लेयर की प्रॉपर्टीज पे आ जाएंगे। जब आप प्रॉपर्टीज में आते हैं यहाँ पर आप देखिए प्रॉपर्टीज के पैनल में लेफ्ट हैंड साइड ये ज्वाइन का बटन आ रहा है, मैनेज ज्वाइंस टू अदर लेयर। यहाँ पर आप एट्रीब्यूट्स को ज्वाइन करा सकते हैं। कैसे कराएंगे? यहाँ पर ये प्लस का सिंबल नीचे की ओर बना है, ग्रीन प्लस सिंबल, यहाँ पर ऐड न्यू ज्वाइन का ऑप्शन आ रहा है, इसके ऊपर यहाँ पर क्लिक कर दीजिए। यहाँ पर ज्वाइन लेयर है, आपको ज्वाइन लेयर सेलेक्ट करनी पड़ेगी क्योंकि ऑलरेडी ज्वाइन हो चुका है इसलिए अभी नहीं आ रहा है। यहाँ पर शीट 1 पहले से ज्वाइन दिखा रहा था। ठीक है, ज्वाइन फील्ड हमने आईडी ली, टारगेट फील्ड भी हमने आईडी ली। इसको ओके जैसे ही आप करेंगे और अप्लाई करेंगे ऑटोमेटिकली आप यहाँ पर पाएंगे कि इसके एट्रीब्यूट टेबल में वो सारे नाम ऐड हो गए हैं। ये देखिए यहाँ कहीं कहीं पर जहां पर हमने इसको डाला था यहाँ पर कहीं कहीं पर ये एडेड दिख रहा है। ओके, अच्छा, अगर आपने ऐसा काम किया है ये ध्यान रखिए कि ये सेव नहीं रहेगा, ये फॉर अ वाइल, जब तक ये प्रोजेक्ट खुला हुआ है तब तक तो ये सेव रहेगा, उसके बाद में ये सेव नहीं रहेगा। तो इसके लिए हम क्या करेंगे? इसके लिए हमें इस लेयर को सेव कराना पड़ेगा। इस लेयर को हमको यहाँ पर आकर के यहाँ पर ये लास्ट पॉइंट पढ़िए, ये जरूरी है, कई बार ये मिस्टेक होती है। Joins only exist in virtual memory within the QGIS desktop. To preserve the join outside the map document, click layer, then go to save as and save a new copy of the layer. The new layer will include the attribute appended via the join. तो यहाँ पर आप राइट क्लिक करके यहाँ पर ये ऑप्शन आ रहा है, इसमें थोड़ा सा कुछ चेंज हो गया है। इसको यहीं से करा दीजिए। सेव एक्सपोर्ट पे राइट क्लिक करिए, एक्सपोर्ट सेव फीचर एज। ओके, सेव फीचर एज इस वाले वर्जन में नहीं आ रहा है जो सेव एज का उसमें दिखा रहे थे। तो सेव वेक्टर लेयर एज, यहाँ पर CSV बाय डिफॉल्ट ले रहा है, आप इसमें श्री शेप फाइल ले लीजिए, सेलेक्ट कर लीजिए श्री शेप फाइल। फाइल का नेम दे दीजिए, सपोज ये हमने ज्वाइन के नाम से इसको सेव करा दिया। अब हम यहाँ पर लेयर्स ऐड कराते हैं। आप NYC सर्वे स्टेशन के प्रॉपर्टीज एट्रीब्यूट टेबल में देखिए, यहाँ पर नेम के नाम से कोई भी एडिशनल एट्रीब्यूट एक नया कॉलम नहीं आ रहा है, जबकि जो हमने ज्वाइन के नाम से एक्सपोर्ट कराया हुआ था उसके एट्रीब्यूट टेबल में देखिए, ये लास्ट में बुक के नाम से यहाँ पर आपको एक लिस्ट मिल रही है। ठीक है, तो ये ज्वाइन ऑपरेशन हो गया। इसमें एक ऑपरेशन अभी भी बचा हुआ है, सेलेक्ट फीचर बाय एट्रीब्यूट। SQL एक्सप्रेशन लिख करके उसको सेलेक्ट किया जाता है। ये हम लोग नेक्स्ट टर्न पे कंटिन्यू करेंगे। सो आज के लिए यहीं पर इतना ही। आप लोग को असाइनमेंट डिजिटाइजेशन का दिया हुआ है। प्रीवियस असाइनमेंट जियो रेफरेंसिंग का कुछ स्टूडेंट्स ने अभी भी सबमिट नहीं किया है, उसको सबमिट करके प्लस डिजिटाइजेशन का भी सबमिट कर दीजिए। ओके, सो दैट्स इट फ्रॉम माय साइड फॉर टुडे। क्लास ओवर है आपकी, आप मीटिंग लीव कर सकते हैं। okay? एक क्वेश्चन कोई अरुण का था, अरुण आप स्टे करिए, बाकी स्टूडेंट्स अपने अगले क्लास के लिए लीव कर सकते हैं।
थैंक यू।